Imagine sinking your teeth into a sandwich so outrageously flavorful that you'll never want it to end. This rosemary garlic tofu Sammy will have you begging for more, and I guarantee it will become a staple in your weekly menu rotation. This sandwich has it all: protein-packed tofu, perfectly caramelized onions, fresh peppery arugula, and the most heavenly rosemary-garlic aioli, all piled high on a crispy and chewy ciabatta roll. Pure bliss, I tell ya. Now I know what some of you may be thinking. Tofu? Not your favorite? Trust me, I've been there. But I've discovered a fantastic way to make this tofu so irresistible that you won't even recognize that little soybean slab. The secret is simple. It's freezing and defrosting the tofu. Might sound unusual, but it works like magic, creating the perfect texture that soaks up mouth-watering marinades like a champ. Here's a side-by-side comparison. I like to use firm tofu as I find it gives the best finished texture after it's been cooked. So here's a slice of regular firm tofu alongside a slice of firm tofu that was previously frozen and then defrosted. As I pour an equal amount of soy sauce over each strip, you can clearly observe the striking difference in absorption. The frozen tofu soaks up considerably more of the liquid, while the unfrozen one retains a significant amount on its surface. This will make a huge difference in the flavor of your final dish. So I always keep a few blocks of tofu in the freezer for just this reason. Then, just place your tofu in a bowl of cold water overnight to defrost. Now that we have our tofu prep sorted, let's begin with our caramelized onions. They take the longest to cook, but are well worth the effort. Heat a large Dutch oven over low heat and add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Toss in 2 to 3 thinly sliced large onions. I know it might seem like a lot, but trust me, once you taste the results, you'll be glad to have extra for more delicious creations. Season the onions with salt and gently stir, coating them evenly with the oil and allowing them to cook slowly, stirring every few minutes. It's important to maintain a low heat to avoid sautéing them. The goal is to allow the onions to gradually transition from opaque to translucent, eventually taking on a beautiful golden color. They will also condense quite a bit. This process can take anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour, so be patient and just enjoy your time in the kitchen. So while those onions are caramelizing away, let's get our tofu ready. Preheat the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Now grab a small bowl and add 2 tablespoons of a good quality balsamic vinegar, 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard, 2 teaspoons of a neutral oil, I'm using avocado oil today, 2 teaspoons of veggie bouillon. This better than bouillon is the best I've tried. It's my go-to for adding the right amount of flavor to any recipe. And finish with half a cup of water. Now stir to combine. Now take your defrosted tofu and slice it about 1/4 inch thick. Lay the slices on a clean dish towel, pressing down with another towel to get rid of any lingering water, making room for that flavorful Balsamic-Dijon marinade. Dip those slices into the marinade for a quick soak and place them on a lined sheet pan. Now pop these in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes to start firming up and absorbing all those fantastic flavors. Flip them over and let them cook for another 10 to 15 minutes until they're slightly smaller and much firmer to the touch. Plus, they'll get even firmer as they cool. Now while the tofu's baking, let's not forget about those onions. Continue stirring them occasionally as we move on to my all-time favorite condiment, rosemary-garlic aioli. Seriously, this stuff is addicting. Grab a small pan and add 1 tablespoon of butter, plus a teaspoon of olive oil and melt over medium-low heat. Toss in 7 to 8 cloves of chopped garlic and let them cook gently for 1 to 2 minutes without letting them brown. Next, add 2 teaspoons of fresh rosemary that has been finely chopped. Now you can add 1/4 cup of white wine or veggie broth if you prefer no alcohol, plus 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. Cook for another 5 minutes or so until the liquid reduces and thickens slightly. Then take off the heat and let it cool. Once the mixture is cooled down, mix it into a half a cup of vegan mayo and season with salt and pepper. You can chill this aioli in the fridge until it's time to assemble our masterpiece. By now, those onions should be a glorious sweet golden brown color and have that delightful jammy consistency. It's time to build this thing. Toast up a fresh ciabatta roll and slather on that delicious rosemary-garlic aioli, and stack on several slices of our baked marinated tofu. Next, pile on those sweet caramelized onions. They're seriously addicting, so don't skimp here. Finally, top it all off with some fresh arugula and finish with the crispy ciabatta crown. Oh man, the explosion of flavors in this sandwich. The herby, garlicky creaminess from the aioli perfectly complements the chewy and tender marinated tofu, all balanced by the cool and peppery arugula and the warm, sweet caramelized onions. Believe me, this will shoot straight to the top of your favorite sandwich list.
Now I know there's a few different elements to prepare here, but don't worry, these can all be done ahead of time and stored in the fridge for a quick and easy assembly of your sandwich later. So if you've never been a fan of tofu like me, this is going to be the recipe to try. It will have you adding tofu to your grocery list week after week. So if you enjoyed this flavor-packed tofu transformation, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on any other delicious culinary creations. So go on, get hungry, and I'll see you in the next one.